Trigger Tuesday. So I'm finally editing video again. The reason I haven't been able to edit videos is because um, I've been doing this wrong the whole time. I've been recording video with my phone, and at first I tried plugging in my phone to the computer with the USB cable, and unfortunately, it only looks at the internal hard drive of the phone. It doesn't look at the SD card at all. It won't even go near the SD card. And I don't have enough memory or hard drive or whatever you want to call it on my phone to be able to record video. Um, I barely have enough memory or when I think memory, I think of RAM, speed. I don't think of memory as in like hard drive. But anyway, I don't have enough space for apps, let alone videos. I mean, I have 8 GB on this phone, but every time there's an update, I have to clear the cache. So anyway, so I have to record to my SD card, and I can't up I can't upload it to the computer. Um, so I've just been uh, uploading to YouTube directly from my phone. So I figured it out. Microsoft OneDrive. I don't know why I didn't think of it before. So as soon as I as soon as I hit the stop button, um, it'll it'll start uploading to Microsoft OneDrive immediately. And so all I have to do is drag it to the desktop on the computer, and I can edit it. So here I'm editing video now again. Anyway, uh, so I guess every Tuesday is Trigger Tuesday. I don't know. Um, so I saw this shoulder bag on Facebook. It's suede. And it's got like a red square that's leather, or that's what it appears to me to be. Um, when I was in the seventh grade, my mom bought me. She got in a time machine and she went back to 1930, and she bought this backpack. Um, and it's like a surplus army canvas, green, and it didn't have that backsplash that you see in this picture. But um, so she goes back in time, gets me this backpack, brings it back to 1982, and this is the backpack she gives me to go to school with. Couldn't be more embarrassed in my life. I said to her before school started, "Mom, please don't make me go to school with this thing. I've never been to elementary or to junior high school. Don't send me to school with this. It's embarrassing. You're embarrassing me, Mom." So, so I go to school with this backpack, and um, by the way, when you give your kid a back or with a lock to, because elementary school doesn't have lockers. Um, you have one classroom you go to every day, or at least that's what it was like back then. I don't know how it's like now. You get a big ass desk with this. It opens up, and you got all your books and all your notebooks inside this compartment in your desk. Or I mean, I don't know if they still have those. That's how it was like when I was a kid. So in junior high school, or now it's called middle school, you have a locker, and you put all your books in your notebook, and whatever, your lunch, all your school stuff goes in a locker. And so your parents are usually responsible for providing a lock so that you can lock your locker. Well, I don't know if they still have that, or if the locks are built into the lockers. Some schools the locks are built in, but other schools you have to provide your own lock. So my parents give me my stepfather looks for the cheapest lock he could find, and I mean it is so cheap. This isn't the key, but this is the type of key, and you could tell a lock is cheap when it comes with a key like this. These the locks that open with these keys are so cheap that you could just open it just by blowing on it. And I'm just being facetious, but I'm sure all it takes is like a paper clip, and it opens up easily. So I'm in a new school, having to make a first impression, and my first impression is this ugly backpack, and the 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 next I think I'm not sure if it was the first day of school. I don't think it was the first day of school, but I don't remember. But it was at least my first couple days in school. This the office calls me to the office, and uh, you know, big announcement. My name's called on the loudspeaker or whatever. I go to the office. They say go to your locker. So I went to my locker, and all my books, my notebook, there was paper flying all over the place. All my books were on the ground. Papers just flying everywhere. My backpack was gone. My locker was completely emptied out. Everything was on the ground. And I have to walk through every class for the rest of the day carrying, I kid you not, a stack of books like this. I'm like carrying these books like this, having to grab the top every now and then. Um, and I have to walk home with a stack of books. I get yelled at when I come home from school because I got yelled at for having my locker broken into and for losing the backpack that was stolen from me. So um, that's not fair to a kid starting junior high school for the first time. I felt like I was set up for failure. Both my parents set me up, and so I see this image on Facebook, and it's a huge trigger for me because I didn't deserve that. I didn't deserve to be set up with this cheap key or cheap lock for my locker. I didn't. I didn't. I don't think that I should have been set up for failure like that. And then I get yelled at for losing the backpack. I mean, I didn't really lose it; it was stolen from me. I got yelled at because my locker was broken into, and the backpack was stolen from me, and it was my fault. I don't know how it could have been my fault, but anyway. So that's my huge trigger. See, I call it triggers because every time someone says something, every time I hear a song, which is probably why I don't listen to music anymore. But every time I hear a song like on TV, there's like a commercial, they have a song or the television show plays a song, I get a trigger. Every time I see ad on Facebook that has something like this backpack or it's shoulder bag or messenger bag or whatever it's called, every time I see a trigger object like this, I get triggered, and all of a sudden, massive amounts of memories just like right in my head, and the trigger, the memories cause so much emotion, and all I can think about now is everything that happened when we lived in that apartment building in 1983, and everything that happened in school in the seventh grade um, at that school. and it's torture for me. People don't realize that when they're when they are giving their kids something like this, that they're setting them up for failure. Give them a good lock. Give them a combination lock. Hopefully, the schools have locks on the lockers, but if they don't, give them a good lock. Spend a little money. Give them a good backpack. Spend a little money. Don't send your kid off to school like that. So anyway, so I hope that you were not triggered by my video. I'm sorry if I uh, caused anyone to have a trigger. It's not my intention. But I hope you like this video, and if you do, please click like and subscribe, and it's up here, and visit my Facebook, Twitter, my Etsy shop, gaynerd.etsy.com. Facebook is Diary of a Gay Nerd. Twitter is at Diary of a Gay Nerd. Read my book, Diary of a Gay Nerd. That's this whole story saga is in the book. So have a nice day. Don't get triggered. Bye.